Hi class, this is Denise Johnson, and my book title is No Color is My Kind. What initially interests me in this book is I expected to be able to become more aware of biracial and multiracial populations. However, when I received the book and read the subtitle, The Life of Eljoy Stearns and the Integration of Houston, well, that sparked another interest in what was Houston like before the metro diverse city that it is today. The author of my book is Thomas R. Cole. He's a Jewish professor at UTMB Galveston and a member of the Institute for Medical Humanities. Cole uses his academic interest in history, aging, and autobiographies for historical research and growth. He also used the life stories of older people to do his research. For example, in this book, No Color is My Kind, he uses Eljoy Stearns, who is a 52-year-old psychiatric patient suffering alcoholism and depression, to conduct his research on manic depressive disorder. Eljoy Stearns admits that he felt important, but no one understood him. Cole was drawn to his feelings and wanted to write about his life. He wanted to tell Stearns' story of what life was like for him as a lawyer and a civil rights leader before the alcohol and depression took over. Some additional work of Cole is The Journey of Life, A Cultural History of Aging in America, the Oxford Book, and The Strange Demise of Jim Crow, which was an accompanying documentary to No Color is My Kind. His work has also been featured in the New York Times, National Public Radio, Voice of America, PBS, and at the United Nations. The main issues addressed in this book are issues of identity in the American culture and issues of race as it relates to power, authority, and mental illness. Cole suggests that multiculturalism and politics of identity are subject to redefinition. These insights will create a new map of identity and allow individuals to form identities that are not controlled by cultural domination of those in power, nor by those of any group. In higher education, many students identify with more than one culture. During the civil rights movement, identification was controlled by those in power. Much has changed since then, and Cole has stated that black and white marriages has tripled since 1970, and parents are refusing to label their children as one race or the other. Cole offered a new way of thinking by acknowledging we all are in need of healing. Cole suggests that we must acknowledge the painful histories inscribed in our lives. They must be remembered and acknowledged if we hope to build a culture of truth of our own racist heritage, which indicates that not all racism is external. We sometimes experience racism within our own heritage. What we can learn about diversity is no matter how different we are the same in some way. Cole and Stearns, as different as they were, developed a relationship that reminded Cole that individual lives cannot be understood by grouping identities. If I had the opportunity to interview my book author, I would ask him what made him continue writing Stearns' story. Through his research assignment, Stearns was released and readmitted several times. He was not liked by the hospital staff because of his vulgar and inappropriate language, and he kept resorting back to alcohol, making it difficult for him to keep his appointment with Cole. I will also ask if he had not conducted this research with Stearns, would he have found himself and found what was making him so upset on the inside and how he felt inferior as a Jew? When I asked my colleague about this book title, um, one of them actually relates very well because she has a son who is he's Mexican, and that's what the school identifies him as. However, she gets very irritated because he's not only Mexican, he's also Black, German, Irish, Native American, and Spaniard. Her son's father is always mistaken for Black when in actuality he has a very low percentage of Black in his family. But he's always mistaken for Black, and in her son's school, he's always told by the teachers that his father is Black, and he always corrects them and lets them know that his father is not Black. We work for a very diverse college campus, and on campus, this doesn't seem to be much of an issue. There are many biracial students. Students interact a lot. It doesn't matter about race in the cafeteria. A lot of students are just mingling and interacting with each other with no regards to race or the differences in race. This book revealed how color and race can damage one's psychological being. We must accept our differences and likenesses if we intend to be successful in higher education. This begins with knowing and accepting ourselves and finding our own healing. Thanks everyone for listening, and I hope you have learned a little bit more about diversity. Thanks.